Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentucky's Handle with Care program is something officials say no other state has. And the Cumberland Run opened during the weekend, bringing in a good crowd for the first races.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6:32 on October 16th. Now let's check in with Chief Forecaster Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, we're seeing that rain, and I feel like it's going to be on and off pretty much all week. So
yeah, pretty much all week. You're kind of right there. We have a couple of different systems going to impact us. And you know, and this might be a little bit before your time, Olivia, but the mamas and papas always used to say, Monday, you can't trust that day. Today, a little bit soggy and a little bit chilly. Let's take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar. Again, some spotty showers off and on throughout the region, and we're going to continue to watch those in waves as we head throughout the daytime hours. Buffalo Mountain, not much fog this morning, but a lot of low-hanging clouds out there. 43 on top of the mountain, 43 in town, 43 in Pikeville, Logan, Clintwood, and then everybody else basically between 39 in Wise and trying to show 50 in Monticello. I find that hard to believe because it had to be pretty warm out there to get your day started on that warm of a note. So we're going to continue to watch the possibility for some of those showers as we head deeper into the day. But I can tell you it's going to be one of those situations where it is going to be a dreary forecast. And I'll show you the First Alert weather app forecast, and you can see it's one of those situations we're going to be seeing these off and on showers throughout the day and temperatures struggling to get into the 50s. Olivia?
all right, thank you, Brandon. Skeletal remains were found in McCreary County on Saturday. The sheriff's office says the remains were found in the Ravello-Stearns area. The coroner's office was called to the scene just before 5:30 Saturday afternoon. The remains will now be sent to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort for identification. In Bell County, 2 people were arrested on Wednesday following a drug investigation. Deputies with the Bell County Sheriff's Office say they served warrants at a home on Varilla Road and arrested Candace Watts, 48, and Lee Watts, 43. Officials reportedly found multiple bags of suspected heroin, multiple pills of suspected oxycodone, and multiple distribution bags, more than $1,300 in cash, and a gun. They were both taken to the Bell County Detention Center. 6 juveniles in the city of West Liberty have been charged. 3 of them were identified and charged in connection to the woman's bathroom at Old Mill Park being vandalized on Sunday. The city of West Liberty said in a Facebook post that someone attempted to set the bathroom on fire, and there was smashed pumpkins all over the driveway and in the bathroom. The other 3 were charged in connection to vandalism that happened on October 3rd. The bathrooms are closed indefinitely because of the damages. Yesterday was Pregnancy and Infancy Loss Remembrance Day, and members of the Calvary Temple Church of God Mountain Assembly community in Whitesburg gathered to honor those they lost. Jack Demler spoke to one of the community members about the special remembrance.
Back in 2000, Patty Prophet lost a baby boy to a miscarriage.
When you lose a child, you sometimes just feel like that's the hurt and nobody knows, but there's a lot of people that has the hurt.
In 2020, she took time to remember her loss.
A couple years ago, I released like a candle in memory of my baby.
And on Sunday, Prophet wasn't the only one taking time to remember someone they lost.
In the last couple of years, we've had a lot of people in our church that lost babies, a lot of miscarriages, some with stillbirth. So we want to do something today to remember them.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, roughly 24,000 babies are stillborn per year, and Kentucky had an infant mortality rate of 6.15 in the year 2021. 21 balloons were sent to the sky to remember the loss from people in the community.
You know, we put a little note on the balloons also. And so they had the babies, like the parents' name, and that we loved them, and sent it up to them.
Community members coming together and a way to remember those they lost.
So when you see people come out, and like today when they got done, people were hugging each other, and you could feel the love, and you know that in this loss someone else also cares that you had a loss, and they care and they feel for you.
In Whitesburg, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
Prophet says in times of grief, the community coming together in a time of remembrance is important for the healing process. Cumberland Run is now open as racing kicks off. Hundreds of folks came out to watch the first races. This comes weeks after in-person and online sports betting and wagering went live. Vice President and General Manager Henry Graffio says it is exciting to see everything come together.
Well, I tell you, it's a long time coming. I mean, both the locals and everybody around has been waiting for a new track to open, and it was so exciting to be part of it. And actually, you know, the last 2-3 weeks, just actually getting it ready, seeing it come to fruition, and then today seeing the first race and having number 3 win, it was great.
Graffio adds that he is excited to see the economic impact this will have on the region. Several government officials made an appearance, including Governor Andy Beshear. State leaders have been discussing safety in schools all year long. Samantha Valentino sat down with State School Security Marshal Ben Wilcox. He's highlighting a program here in Kentucky unlike anything being done in any other state.
The School Safety and Resiliency Act, passed in 2019, made many changes to school safety here in Kentucky. One of the programs mandated by it was a collaboration between law enforcement and schools on prior notification of traumatic events involving students.
If a police officer shows up at a house, say on a Tuesday night, and there's been some type of trauma that a student has been involved in, we in the state of Kentucky have the ability to notify our schools that that child has had some type of trauma the night before.
It's called the Handle with Care program. State School Security Marshal Ben Wilcox says every school is required to have a notification system. Any law enforcement agency can use it to notify the child's school.
All it does is saying something's happened last night, so the next day when this child walks in and they're wearing the same clothes they were the day before, or if they're agitated, or we know something else has happened. It's not a disciplinary issue, it's a trauma issue.
Having this prior notice is a big help for teachers and school officials.
You can ask any counselor, principal, teacher, if you've got a heads up notice that something's coming into your doors and you need help for kids, then it's a great situation to be in to have that.
Wilcox says the program is run by KSP, comes at no cost, and is the only statewide program of its kind.
We're the only state that has it all over the state, and it works. And you know, we have other states chasing us going, how did you make this happen?
In Frankfort, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
For more information on how the Handle with Care program works, just head to the story on our website. We have a little more than 2 weeks until folks will be dressing up and heading out to trick or treat. The city of Corbin is gearing up for its Trick or Treat on Main. Executive Director for Corbin Tourism Convention and Commission, Maggie Mulholland, says businesses will join in on the fun.
Our Halloween event is actually Trick or Treat on Main, and that's a free event where not only the Main Street businesses, but also, you know, businesses all over the city come in and set up to hand out Halloween candy, so the kiddos can trick or treat down Main Street.
The event is from 3:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on October 31st. Residential trick-or-treat is set from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m. in the city of Corbin. For a list of trick-or-treat times across the region, you can visit our website.
Coming up on 641, we're still tracking the rain across parts of our region. It's been diving in from the north this morning thanks to a boundary that is set up to our north there, pushing it into the Commonwealth. And we're continuing to track that. It's getting a little bit lighter as we head deeper in the morning, but it's going to come in waves throughout the day. So just kind of keep in mind, this is not going to be a situation that goes away very quickly. The London camera at I-75 out this morning, so we'll try to circle back to that a little bit later on. 43, Logan, Clintwood, Pikeville, Hazard, 50, Monticello, 39 in Wise. Everybody else in between there. Now, temperatures this afternoon, not a lot of climb. We're going to see rain chances and cloud cover hang with us. We'll be lucky to get into the low 50s, but we're forecasting 52. Let's call it cautious optimism. Olivia?
Thanks, Brandon, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:41. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. House Republicans have agreed on a new leader, but does Jim Jordan have the votes he needs within a fiercely divided party?